All right, welcome everyone to another Weekend No Show. My name is JG. I'm here with my boy CL Smooth. What's up, man?
What's good, peoples? Back in the house.
And of course, the insidious LAT. What's up?
What's up, people? I'm back in the house.
Man, what you doing, man?
Is that it?
I'm trying to get my sexy voice on.
Okay.
Are you mocking me?
Are you mocking me? No, I'm just like...
Yeah, anyway, to keep it moving, on this episode of the Weekend No Show, we're going to be talking about a woman who stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
My new girlfriend. But
yeah. Hook me up with her. And then she got the hookup. But then we're going to be talking about the hundreds of sexual assaults that have been reported on cruise ships.
Damn.
And finally, it's messed up, man. It's messed up. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with hero police dogs, a.k.a. weaponized animals.
Sure.
To that. Yeah. But first, I want to talk about these chicken wings. Smooth. What's going on with this lady?
Listen, man, last episode, we ended off with a bucket of fried chicken and some 40s. And so this story is a couple months old, but we felt like we needed to revisit it.
Yeah.
So check this out. In Cook County, Chicago, for those of you that don't know, prosecutors have charged the former head of food services at a South Suburban school district of engaging in a massive embezzlement scheme in which she allegedly stole more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings and $1.5 million in taxpayer funds over about a 19-month period. Ms. Vera Liddell, who worked as a director of food services at Harvey School District 152, was charged with a felony, continuing financial crimes, enterprise, and theft exceeding $1 million. It's a felony. Surveillance video showed Liddell would arrive at the Gordon Food Services facility to pick up the food, sign an electric keypad, acknowledging she received the chicken wings, and then bill the school district for the items. She would leave with the food in one of the district's cargo vans without ever bringing the items to the school buildings, the document stated. She was in jail on a $150,000 bond, and sounds like she had posted the bond.
Wow. And that was during COVID, right? So they weren't serving food.
Correct. This was during COVID, so they weren't serving food. Now we're laughing, but the sad part about this is that in that particular school district, that community, there's more than 20,000 people, and they do not have a full scale like brick and mortar grocery store, right? So it's what's called, if you ever heard of the term, like a food desert, right? There's no like grocery stores, fresh food, locations and things like that, market locations for people. So it's really a hardship. And while they don't actually serve chicken wings to the students in that school district, that money obviously could have been used for other food items. There's been a history of just mismanagement of budget related to those school districts, and so it's really a sad thing. It's the kids that suffer, man. But the question that remains is, what did she do with all that chicken? No one really knows at this point. I know.
She ate it.
It's 11,000 cases of chicken, dog.
Yeah, I would mess that up in the afternoon.
I am curious what $1 million worth of chicken looks like.
Boy, 11,000 cases? I mean,
yeah, man, not a problem. But I looked up some more of that. I looked up some more of this, and because I wonder too, what happened to the wings? As of March 10th, how and where the stolen chicken wings were disposed of has not been revealed. And then even more, this is potentially tied to a vast international money laundering network.
Wow.
First, I thought, why is she doing this? And then I thought, they said it was out of Canada. The Canadian Royal Mounties arrested people who were involved in this international money laundering network. And they said network members created businesses that purported to be bona fide import-export companies, legitimately trading in chicken wings as a low-value, high-volume product that allows for an extended supply chain. Chicken wings will be an attractive option for exploitation. So it did kind of fill in some gaps. Like, did somebody got a hold of her and probably just told her, "Hey, you can make some money in this," and she's probably not talking because she'll probably end up getting killed if she say anything.
Yeah, she'll just do the time because
yeah,
that import export. I'm guessing that they can move a lot of stuff in cash, and that's where the money laundering comes in. So they move in the chicken. People don't, it's chicken. No one's looking at it like it's drugs or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so they can flip over a bunch of cash, moving chicken that they probably got the cash from drugs or other illegal activities.
Right.
Right.
And there you go, man.
Yeah, because it wasn't as dumb as I thought. Because it's like, man, that's dumb. What was her dumb ass doing? But there was probably real money at stake here, and she probably saw it as a come up, but she didn't think it through because the woman who found her, she was only on the job for what, a week, and she saw that they were 300K over budget.
Yeah.
So
Yikes.
I'm like, sister, why did you not just stay within budget? Or did she not? If she was the head of the food service, surely she knew what the budget was.
People get greedy, man. That money start
guess.
coming in. Yeah.
You're right. Maybe she
Wasn't
thought she
there
was busy out.
Wasn't there a shortage of chicken wings at some point? I remember.
Oh, yes, there was. That's right.
Yeah,
that's because Vera had them all.
So
Vera
no,
shutting down the whole economy.
She could probably flip those wings and be like, "Hey, I got those wings.
I got those wings. Take 10 years off my sentence."
No, check it. I'm glad you said that. That's right because I was hearing about restaurants couldn't get wings, and there was a local restaurant out here where I'm at. I think they had to start serving legs or thighs or something like that instead of the wings because they couldn't get their hands on wings. Vera had done cornered the market on chicken wings, man. They were probably charging double and triple for them wings.
Exactly.
She's a chicken wing kingpin.
Yeah, man. She's probably up in jail right now.
Listen,
who would have thought that? Hey, I'll get these wings for you.
Who would have thought that wings sell better than crack?
Boy, I tell you. But man, you do them wings up right. Yeah. I ain't never had crack, but I've had chicken wings. Let me tell you.
It's got to be just as good. Right. Yeah.
You had plenty of booty crack.
Oh my God!
This is outraged by that comment.
Not a family-friendly show, man. Well,
oh my bad.
Oh man. I got to get you guys identities now, and I got to lock this down.
So listen, here's the question. You come home from work, hard day, right? You walk in the door, you walk in the kitchen, you're like, baby, Vera, come in here. Why is there 11,000 cases of chicken wings in the kitchen?
She like, you didn't see
do you
nothing.
report her, or are you like, hey, listen, we might as well fry some of these up before they go bad, right?
Exactly. Listen,
but you can't though. You can't do that because look at when you take some of the crack, you skim some of that. You can't skim nothing, man. They come looking for you.
Don't get high on your own chicken supply, man.
They'll be like, hey, where's this case of chicken wings is open. At least they're cutting off hands.
Listen. Potlucks, barbecues. Vera was the bitch. They was like, yeah, Vera's coming through with pans and pans of wings.
You on the block with that big overcoat, like, look, hold on, boy, check this out. I got these chicken wings, man.
Yeah, I got these wings, yo.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Let me ask y'all this. Let's say you walk around minding your business. Somebody rolls up to you in a refrigerated truck and lift it up. Yeah, yo, bro, I got those wings. 20 cents a pound or whatever they go for. I mean, probably way more than that. But would you buy a case of wings?
Nah.
I mean, like, you should not do that. You should not do that. Right? You don't know what's happened. You don't know what they're trying to do. But damn, 20 cents a wing, dog.
Exactly.
No, I'd be like, hey, why are you stopping me? Because I'm black? Hey.
He'd be like, yeah, nigga, you black.
That's exactly why. And I'd be like, oh, well, I do like wings.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Chad ain't buying no wings. So
Vera, man. See, so Clint, you're saying she's ours.
Well, it was unclear from the research that I did, but what they said was she was in jail on $150,000 bond.
Yeah, I saw
But they
that.
said when they went to the Cook County Sheriff's website, her name wasn't registered, and they said that suggested that she had posted the bond, so she had paid the bond and was out. So, I mean, you see, if she was part of somehow connected to this international ring, they probably paid the bond,
They
right?
paid the bond. She's at the bottom of Lake Michigan right now.
Well, maybe not. It may just be, look, this is how we're gonna handle this, or we're gonna handle it another way.
She was about to talk. She was about to talk. Then they found out. They paid the bond. They couldn't get to her because she had the homies protecting her. She had sis protecting her. And they paid the bond. She out there on the streets, man, and they just picked her up.
I'm saying, man, we doing this damn weekend no show. We might need to get into the chicken business, man. I didn't know it was so lucrative out here.
Oh man.
Yeah, if there's no episode next time, then that's what the check for us in the chicken market.
Exactly. I got the air fryer already set up, y'all. We doing fresh batches.
How many quarts? We got 11,000 cases to do.
They're all made to order.
Is the best?
So
yeah. Well, okay. On that note, we even though we want to, we can't talk about chicken forever. We could, but we shouldn't.
we could, but
we definitely could, but we shouldn't.
Probably.
Yeah, I was about to go into. Do y'all like a lemon pepper sauce or a honey barbecue?
Yeah, that's next time on the weekend no show. But now I want to get into something a little bit more serious, and it's because it shocked me when I read it. It shocked me. I saw this article, and it was talking about the hundreds of passengers who have reported these sexual assaults on cruise ships. Now, I've never been on a cruise. My mom used to go on these cruises, and I only know a couple of people who went on these cruises. They always just said they had a great time. And I never thought about this stuff. But apparently, since 2015, there have been 454 reported allegations of sex crimes on cruise ships. This is from the FBI. Yeah. And of course, there's probably way more than that because people underreport, they don't report. But and the reason for that, here's one thing I didn't realize, and the quote says that something that most people don't realize is that the rights and protections that we all as Americans have do not go with you when you get on a cruise ship. You have no idea where to turn.
Yeah,
so depending on what waters you're in, you have to go by the laws of that place. And unfortunately, they're saying 1 in 4 of these sexual assaults are committed by the staff, by the crew. They're committed by the crew. So now you're trapped on board with the crew member who assaulted you. And then guess what? They report it. Then the crew is supposed to have training on how to handle this. Some of these guys have 8 or 9 hours of training. And then when the authorities of wherever you are, you might be Spain or wherever you are, then they try to get the materials of the investigation, then mysteriously it's lost. They don't have it, or it's contaminated or something. Oh, the cameras weren't working, or they were wiped. And I found it really shocking that, you don't have a right to pretty much any protection. It depends on, again, where you are. Are you off the coast of South America? What country are you technically in? And I thought, are some of these people, these assaulters, or some of these people going on these ships knowing this, that they can get away with this stuff? And then I read that the CLIA, the Cruise Lines International Association, was saying that these cruises are one of the safest vacation options in the world. The rates of serious crime are exceedingly lower than those on land. Well, I mean, I guess so. Yes, that would be the case. But I mean, it's like,
that isn't the case if people are getting raped regularly.
But I mean, I'm sure there's many more on land because there's more people on the land. So they're making this kind of this straw man argument that yes, there's far less. Well, yeah, we don't have the coverage in the ocean that we do on the sea of people, but it's just, they were saying how this CLIA, they paid for some sort of a security audit. And so then, Disney, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, they were supposed to check this audit and go by the recommendations, which they didn't. They didn't implement any of the recommendations, which is a lot more cameras in the public areas and more training for people and more background checks. And they did not do any of this stuff. And then they were saying that it's not worth it for them to do that because it's going to be so much money for them to retrofit their ships with these cameras and then get better people who aren't scumbags. And it's cheaper for them to just take each lawsuit case by case and settle them and give the people some money. And I'm just like, wow, man. And here you are thinking,
that's wow.
I'd like to go on a cruise. I mean, I'm sure nothing's going to happen to me, but they're talking about children, minors are being attacked on these ships. It's like, what?
Yeah,
so, what do you guys think?
I was going to say, before you said that, JG, is that, again, I've never been on a cruise ship, so just talking from like what I've read or heard, particularly these more adult-themed cruise ships, there's a lot of drinking. They have these all-inclusive type drink packages and things from what I hear. And so I think there's probably a lot more partying and drinking going on. And so the opportunity to catch someone who's, not fully themselves, I can see that happening a lot. But the kids too, were they snatching them up from the pool? Where their parents at? What's going on with all this, man?
No, one situation with 11-year-old girl. She was there with her grandparents, and they told her, I forgot what they told her to get. She went to go look for, I don't know how to get to a certain area of the ship, and you should be able to trust the crew, right? Well, she asked the crew member, but this guy got in the elevator with her and groped her and then kissed her on the mouth. And then, there was nothing she could do about it. And she ran to go tell her grandmother, which they reported, right? So they reported, and you think something's going to happen to this guy. But instead of something actually happening to him, this guy, I forgot what country they were in. He kind of leaves the ship and leaves behind his American citizenship and is like, no, I'm now a citizen of this place. And it's like, wow, how'd he do that? Because they tried to sue and they're like, sorry, there's nothing we can do now. He's not only is he fired, but he's not even a citizen anymore. So he just escaped all of that. And then I read about one where a 17-year-old girl was assaulted by some exercise instructor. And it's like incredible. I read one where a woman she was on a cruise line called Princess Cruises, which I actually hadn't heard of. And I guess this one caters more to older people. And this woman who was 27, she didn't realize that at the time. And her and her girls kind of booked this cruise, not realizing it was more for older people. So they were kind of upset about not having that much to do, not much catered for their age group. So this girl decided she was just going to get drunk. And, that's what, you do. You have fun with your girls. And then I guess she went to a part of the ship and one of the crew, caught her up. And, he assaulted her. And it's like, so this is a place where you can't trust the people that you need to be able to trust, the people with authority. And they just gloss it over. So I really hope a lot more. And the FBI has jurisdiction if you're in an American port, if you're in U.S. waters. Aside from that, and they don't want those cases. There was a really bad email from a guy who was saying that he didn't want to be pulled off an active case to go look at one of these cruise cases, is what he called it. So they're not looking.
The cruise cases don't really go anywhere.
They don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
because the crew gets rid of the evidence. If it's a crew person, and even if it's not, they don't want that kind of exposure. So they this is
where unfortunately, like the people who are the victims in this case, I don't know if they're settling with the cruise ship, but if they're settling with the cruise ship, then there's probably a non-disclosure agreement. They can't talk about it. But unfortunately, what has to happen is that everybody has to talk about it and start saying, hey, don't travel on XYZ cruise ship because here's what the hell is happening.
Right.
Because if the law can't do anything, the only other thing you can do is hit them where it hurts, is in their pocketbook, you know?
Yeah. And they are more than happy to just pay out these, what I'm sure to them are little settlements. And someone was saying, one of the women who was speaking, anonymously, was saying that when all your evidence has disappeared, she was saying that they did this supposed rape kit, they took her panties, they did all this stuff, and then the whole rape kit just disappeared. Poof, her case was gone. And then here they come with this settlement. Hey, you want a settlement? And then what are you supposed to do? You want to get something.
I'm not trying to be dismissive, but that's when me as the brother or father or relative of the victim, that's when I book a cruise and do some street justice on a boat.
That's when you're like, yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
That motherfucker got to walk the plank. They're like, what happened to Chad? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. What do they call that? Keel hauling. You got to be keel hauled.
So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I agree with you, man. It's like at that point, it's time for some frontier justice. If you're going to be out there in those international wars, hey, anything could happen. Apparently, if there's no laws.
But people got to be, men and women and children and everybody have to be like you go on a cruise ship and you just feel kind of like, okay, it's a hotel. It's like, I mean, what could happen? And I mean, you just explain all the stuff that could actually happen. It's like anywhere, man. You gotta keep yourself in a situation where you can respond at all times, man, because you're putting your well-being in the hands of other people.
Yeah.
Hoping they're going to do the right thing, and people keep proving to us they're not going to do the right thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it sucks, but you're your number one line of defense.
Yeah.
And it's easy for us to say it. I'm sure it doesn't help someone when they had to find out the hard way. But unfortunately,
yeah, there's no safe place. Like, creeps are everywhere.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Creeps are literally everywhere.
Yeah, and I really do hope that, like I said earlier, because I was reading the article, are these creeps knowing this and going and getting these jobs and doing this stuff, knowing that they're likely going to get away with it? Like, that is some chilling shit, man.
Well, it's an enclosed space, but it's a really big space with probably a lot of different corners and little alleyways and things on the ship that are not monitored. And you already know, if you're one of these type of people, you already know that people are going to get drunk. This, I mean, that's just like sexual assault. Not to mention like robberies and things like that probably take place as well. But that's why it's got to become public, because these companies. I mean, just think about this for a second. Instead of them saying, you know what, we're going to put a stop to this shit. This is not happening on our cruise ships. We're going to put a stop to this, right? Instead of them saying that, they're like, look, let's quiet this down. Let me pay you a little bit of money and go on. And they keep doing that. Think about all of the people involved in that payoff, right? To quiet the victim. The CEO, the board of directors, the captain of the ship. All these people are just as guilty as the person who initiated that attack. All of them are culpable, man. All of them are culpable. It's ridiculous, yo.
Yeah, every last one, man. Yeah, it's astounding. And when you think about what these people went through, they're assaulted. Then you're in the middle of the ocean. You're going nowhere. You're stuck on this ship with the person who assaulted you, and the trauma of that. And yeah, then they come along with some settlement. They lose the evidence and muddy the waters. So, it's just, wow. It's just incredible that this thing that's supposed to be so fun, this great thing, and here it is corrupted. Boy, I tell you, if I ever did go on a cruise, when I looked at cruises, I was worried about falling over the side. When they say people fall over and they get left, and I was like, wow, I thought that was the thing people had to worry about. I was like, man, there's more than that, I guess.
Cruises are actually kind of the worst. I mean, I don't understand why they're so popular. They're kind of the worst vacation. because aside from the assaults, but that's where a lot of people, like, there'll be ships full of people with salmonella poisoning or the flu or something, because it's close quarters, and if one person got something, everybody on that fucking ship got it before the duration of that cruise is over. They're really kind of gross places to be.
Yeah, man, they get out there like we all have AIDS.
Well, maybe not AIDS.
That's a little extreme, don't you think, Jay? Like, I mean,
but so back in the early days of COVID, I remember hearing that, like, there was a ship and, like, everybody on that ship had COVID, like the crew, all the passengers, because they were all stuck in that one spot, and no one knows who started it, but like that entire everybody on the ship caught it. That, I don't know, those 2 weeks that they were at sea or whatever. Yeah. Ships are disgusting.
Wasn't there the one ship where it was full of shit? They couldn't pump it out or something. Yep. Yeah. And so they had to smell that shit for the entire cruise.
Yeah. So my sister's a big fan of cruises, and I laugh at her. I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, don't come back with nothing.
I mean, I wanted to go on one just one time, but it's like, now I'm looking at this, like, I don't even know if I want to pay these people if this is what they do. I don't want to give them money.
Yeah. And you know what? I suspect that they fired Isaac a long time ago. So him and Gopher are both gone. And so that's the only reason I would go on the ship. Hang out with them.
If Isaac would have done that shit, man, he would have been strung up.
Are you kidding me? Isaac wouldn't have. Yeah. They would have. Yeah. They would have killed Isaac.
They would have killed him. He'd have been like, "We're in international water. You can't do this." Like, yeah, right, Negro. Bring your ass to these chains.
Exactly.
Well, another uplifting
after this uplifting report
from the No Show.
yes. So on that note, let me just move on to something else here. I want to talk about. Oh God, can we talk about something uplifting? About LAT wants to talk about hero police dogs. So I'm sure this is going to be a positive spin story that we're waiting for.
All right, so I was looking for images for our Instagram. Everyone, please visit our Instagram, subscribe. I don't know how Instagram works, but follow, comment, all that stuff on our Instagram. But I was looking for a picture for the Megan Hall story, and so I type in I forget the Laverne, Tennessee police.
Tennessee,
yeah. And so a bunch of stuff comes up, and I click on. I didn't want to use her face. I just wanted to use like the badge. And I click on the badge, and it takes me to a memorial site for fallen officers. Fine, I have issues with calling cops heroes, because that's your fucking job, quite frankly. I mean, if you did something above and beyond, you're a hero. But if you're just a cop, you did your job. That's your job. So anyway, so I'm scrolling down because I'm curious. I'm like, oh, who's a hero? Who in Laverne didn't bang Megan? So I'm scrolling down, and there's a picture of a Belgian Shepherd, and I'm like, y'all gotta be fucking kidding me. And sure enough, officer.
Wait a minute, you typed in Google who didn't bang Megan Hall, and then the dog picture came up.
No. I typed in Laverne Police Department.
Okay.
And then I hit the image search, and then I hit the badge, and it connected me to the fallen. Okay. Yeah.
The dog was like, I was trying to get that.
Oh my God.
Well, listen. The dog probably could have got it. If you let the other officers tell the story.
Here, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching this train wreck in slow motion.
So anyway, the dog was listed as a fallen hero. And I was just like, first of all, it's a fucking dog. I'm like, dogs aren't heroes. That dog is a trained, it's a trained beast that they use as a weapon to attack Black people. Let's be honest. That's what that dog did for a living. I mean, maybe he sniffed out a drug here and there, but still. But what, I don't know, it brought something up in me. I mean, everybody knows I'm not a fan of dogs. Been bit by them twice. I've been bit by 2 separate dogs. I don't think pet ownership is a good thing, quite frankly. And I don't even like dogs. I think, if you want a toy, get a fucking toy. Don't get a shit machine that, that just, sucks up air. But anyway, but more importantly, do you guys think that animals should be considered officers? Or heroes for that matter. And like I told you guys later to check out the there's like a comment section, and there's people like rest in heaven, you served our country well. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you guys really on here giving shots out to a dead dog? And I don't know what it says about our society that something like a damn dog gets those kind of props, but no, think about all the people who have fallen who don't get so much as a mention. But this shit machine literally has a memorial page with people fucking just putting heartfelt condolences to a dog, like the dog's mom is in mourning or something.
Look, man. Let me just ask you something. I'm just getting an impression here. Do you not like dogs?
It's funny. CL mentioned Friday in the last episode. My favorite part about Friday is that John Witherspoon is a dog catcher, and he choked the shit out of a dog. That's my favorite part.
Oh, wow.
He's talking about.
I'm
like, yes. I want to be a dog catcher, but then I'd have to deal with dogs, every day.
Oh man, there's so many things wrong with this rant that my brother.
It's not a rant. I'm just curious.
It's kind of rantish.
It doesn't have to be dogs. I'm just curious. Do you guys think that animals we should consider a dog a fucking officer?
Oh, man, I like dogs.
Did this dog have a fucking pension?
Oh shit, that dog probably made more money than I did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, can animals really be considered police officers? That motherfucking dog had a badge, yo.
I'm gonna let you answer this, JG, but I just have to get on the record, man. Being a police officer or in the military, or whatever, doesn't automatically make you a hero.
Right.
But you do get my respect for stepping up, because what those roles are supposed to be are to protect people. Now they don't always do that, right? There's a lot of issues with it, but I will give you respect for stepping up to take on the role of trying to protect people and our freedom and society and things like that. We wish you would take stronger action against those of you that don't do the job right. But I think we need to give them guys some support and respect. And
the ones that got into it for the right reason.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then as far as dogs go, man, I like dogs, man. They're man's best friend.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're man's favorite toy.
Should they be officers or whatever? I don't know. They're living beings, man. They got a special relationship with humans. So I'm gonna let you go in on it, JG. But
yeah, man,
I don't know.
I gotta defend doggies here, man. Come on. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a dog person because dog people annoy me, but I like dogs. Like, I'm not gonna let a dog run me. That's dog people. They just like, oh, my dog wants, caviar for dinner. And it's like, the fuck? But
I like 3 dogs. Scooby, Scrappy, and Snoop. I'm the only dogs I like.
You like Scrappy? Man, get off this show.
Oh, he's finally crossed the line.
You cross that is it, man. But no. To me, I think that animals should not be referred to as officers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that's a little bit far. I understand what they're trying to do, but when they anthropomorphize the dog, the dog isn't stepping forward to protect the community. The dog is doing what it's told to do. And if it's told to help somebody cross the street, it will do that. If it's told to bite a black person, it will do that. And whatever it's trained to do, it's perfectly happy. I remember watching The Dog Whisperer where he was saying that if you're the alpha, that's fine. The dog is fine being the beta. He's fine sitting around. But if you're not going to be the alpha, it's going to be the alpha. And a lot of times the people don't realize that they have control of the dog and they let the dog run them. Whereas in these police situations, they of course they say, oh, we don't train the dogs to attack black people, but the dogs pick this stuff up. They pick it up, and they can tell when they're supposed to be aggressive towards certain people. And to me, it's like I just don't. Every time I see a police dog, I always wonder how many black people has it bitten, and that just says something about the whole thing. And it's not good, even though I like dogs. That's my very first thought. How many black people has that dog bitten?
I can't look at a German Shepherd or a Belgian Shepherd or any of the shepherds without just, those newsreels footage of dogs attacking black folks back in the day.
Yeah.
I can't, that's seared into my brain. So I'm just like, you know what? Not a fan. And, I have some personal, like, here's the thing. My family loves dogs. My sisters had dogs. My mom has dogs. No, my brother never had a dog, but yeah, people love dogs, and I'm definitely in the minority, but not a fan. Don't think K-Jack or whatever his name was deserves a memorial page. K-Jack earned his fucking treats, and unfortunately, he met a bullet. So
what happened to K-Jack or K? I mean, he was shot 3 times, right?
Yeah. Somebody was shooting up I'm assuming they were shooting the police vehicle. I'm sure they weren't targeting the dog, but the dog was in the vehicle. So the dog died in the line of duty. Dog was taking a nap in the car, and somebody shot up the car.
Damn. It is too bad though. But yeah, I read some of the comments and I was like, okay, guys, you're going a little bit far here. But I understand that nobody wants to see. I don't want to see animals. It's one of the things, the tropes of movies and TV shows. When you want to get a reaction, you show somebody kicking a dog or doing something to the dog, and it brings out something in people where they're like, "Oh, yeah, I don't want to see this." So I think that's where a lot of those comments came on the memorial page for the dog.
I don't know. I think if you've had bad experiences like you mentioned, then I think it's understandable, your feelings with dogs. But if you've had a good relationship with dogs, then you also understand people feeling strongly about animals, because there's just as many stories of dogs coming to rescue or to help a family member or something like that. So I think it can go both ways, man.
I think police dogs are a touchy subject, especially with black people, because again, they are weaponized against us, and you don't know how much of the officer is in that dog, the training officer. Like, I don't know this person. They can hate black people, and I mean, a lot of times, how many times have we seen, like, especially in those videos? I mean, they just let those dogs go to town. They're not trying to pull them off or anything. They're just letting them go.
Yeah, even the way they train them to try to rip your fucking arm off.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's I mean, I don't know. That's just, I'm just like, that seems like a bit much to me. I'm like, you can bark at somebody or grab their leg, but those dogs go for your arm and they try to rip that the fuck off your body. I've watched those training.
I'm gonna get you like one of them little like toy poodles or something like that for Christmas.
Oh, man. I hate those even more. Here's the thing: at least a big dog can presumably protect you. Them things are just useless. So
we get you a real fluffy one with a bell or something on it.
Oh, please do.
Everybody knows when you're coming.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Turn him into a dog person yet.
Right. I'll be John Wick. I'm gonna wait for somebody to kill him so I can go on a killing spree.
That also could really happen.
Isn't that John Wick's whole thing? He was fine until they killed his dog.
Well, because it was like the last gift his dying wife gave to him, man.
Oh, see, a gift or a burden. You decide.
Hey, man.
Okay, I think on that note, we might have to wrap it up, because oh boy, we really brought everyone down this episode.
The views expressed by LAT do not reflect those of CL or JG.
That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. I second that emotion.
Fuck a dog.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and we're gonna wrap this up. So please like and share and subscribe if you like this episode. We really appreciate it. Hit up our Instagram, The Weekend No Show on Instagram. We appreciate that. I'm gonna put the link in the description of this, and so please comment. Let us know what you thought of these stories, of our opinions on these stories. We'd appreciate that too. We want to engage with you guys. So on that note, let's go ahead and peace out, guys. Let's say goodbye.
Y'all still here?
Roof.
See you guys once again. You guys see what I'm dealing with. But we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys next time.
Let's go have some chicken wings, man.
Shout out to Snoop.